Hi, my name is David Kelsey, and today we're going to be doing some practice exercises on the lecture 7, which is on fallacies and reasoning. Okay, and so what these practice exercises will do is we'll ask you to try to pick out the fallacy that's going on, that's occurring in the sentence or passage. Okay, so the first one here, again, we're trying to identify the fallacies that are present. The first one here, it says it isn't guns that need controlling, it's people who need controlling. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. I get furious when I hear people miss this point. Now I think with this one, with all the exclamation points, and I think you have to think about the context in which you get a point like this, but this appeals, I think, to anger here, right? So this is what we would call an appeal to anger or an argument from outrage. Okay, the next example, Bill says, students these days are lazy and shiftless. They don't care about learning. And then Jill says, are you just saying that, or do you have evidence? And Bill says, well, remember how hard we worked when we were students. Now, this is a really good example of a change in topic, or a pivot, if you will, right? So this is what we would call a red herring, right? The fact that we worked hard when we were students doesn't really have anything to do with how students these days are lazy and shiftless. And so that would be a kind of a red herring, right? If we're going to prove that students are lazy and shiftless, then we need some evidence to back that up, and it's not really going to come from how things were back when we were students. Okay. It says Obama has done an excellent job when you consider how the Republicans have tried to destroy him with endless attacks and ad hominem arguments. Now again, with this one, you want to think here about the point. The main point here is whether Obama's done an excellent job. And that really doesn't have anything to do with the fact that the Republicans have tried to destroy him with endless attacks and ad hominem arguments, right? And so it's a separate question of how he's done, right? So this is again what we would call a red herring. Next example, it says if you don't align yourself a little better with conservatism, you might find yourself facing a challenge come next primary. Just saying, right? So this one, if you think about what's going on here, it looks like it's an appeal to fear. In fact, it looks like kind of an implied threat, right? And so that would be what we call argument by force. The next one here, it says, honey, you are so understanding. Would you do the dishes this once, right? Here you have what looks to be, again, like kind of like kissing up or buttering up, which is apple polishing fallacy. The next one, it says, look out there. See those people bent over those vegetables? Know how hot it is out there? Know how many hours they put in? Are you aware that they have a special minimum wage lower than anyone else's? Are you still going to say that they take jobs away from citizens? So this is what we would call, an appeal to pity, right? Look at how they're bent over those vegetables, how hot it is out there, right? That's an appeal to pity. And the next one, it says the Republican budget can't be all bad when you consider the Democrats haven't even proposed a budget in 4 years. Again, the fact that the Democrats haven't proposed a budget doesn't have any relevance to whether the Republican budget is any good, right? So that point is a distraction. It's a red herring. Okay. The next one says, Ashley makes me so mad. Who does she think she is, trying to tell me what I can do? If I want to play my music loud, that's my right. So you can see again how this one kind of is, the emphasis here is right to get you mad, to incite you, right? So it's an appeal to anger. All right. You see the next one. You see what the vandals did to Sharp's store. You need a little protection from that. You need a little security insurance. See? So you can see here this kind of, I think, an implication here with the idea that there's a kind of appeal to fear going on. So it's a bit of a scare tactic. Like, did you see what they did to so-and-so's store over there? You need a little protection, right? So it's an appeal to fear. The next one says, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I endorse Council Member Morrissey's bid for re-election based on his outstanding record during his first term. Because you are the movers and shakers in this community, other people place the same high value on your opinions that I do. Jim and I would feel privileged to have your support, right? So one of the things that, if you read this, this was something you might have to read over a couple times, but if you see here when it says, because you are the movers and shakers in this community, right, essentially what's going on there is, it's again kind of like buttering up or kissing up. It's a kind of apple polishing, right? And so that's what we have with that one there. Okay, so the next one, it says medical research that involves animals is completely unnecessary and a waste of money. Just think of the poor creatures. We burn and blind and torture them, and then we kill them. They don't know what is going to happen to them, but they know something is going to happen. They are scared to death. It's really an outrage, right? To me, this strikes me as a kind of appeal to both anger and pity at the same time, right? And so I think maybe you have two there. The next one, it says acid indigestion, if untreated, might burn a hole in your stomach lining. Get Pepsid AC. This one, you can see here kind of how they're appealing to kind of fear about, acid indigestion. So this is a scare tactic, right? Hey, professor, do you give extra credit? I missed a few classes, but I want to major in English. I love your class, right? So this one here kind of looks like a bit like guilt, I think. So you can see how there's kind of like, it almost looks like maybe appeal to pride, but also to guilt going on here, like guilting, this person into giving the extra credit, right? The professor. So, okay, well, that is it for the exercises on Lecture 7. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much.